If you want to unlock the handstand as fast as possible, you can't just keep trying to kick up over and over again like a complete idiot. This might give you some random holds here and there, but if you actually want to use your time efficiently in a way that gives you consistent progress towards the handstand, you need to follow a structured routine. So today, I'm sharing the exact step-by-step routine which allowed me to unlock the handstand, which also served as the base for me to learn the handstand push-up. I made the mistake in the beginning of my journey of just trying to do attempts, and I wasted years of training. Once I implemented the routine that I'm about to give you today, everything changed for me. I unlocked the handstand super quickly. And if you want to fast track your handstand and handstand push-up progress, check the first link in the description where you'll find my guide. So here's the full handstand routine you need to follow. First of all, forget about the floor for now, okay? You're not going to train the handstand on the floor for now. You're going to train the handstand against the wall. You're going to start against the wall because this is going to give you proper alignment and endurance. What you need to understand about the handstand is that the handstand is actually two skills. It's holding a handstand and it's kicking up into a handstand. Before being able to kick up into a handstand, you should be able to hold a handstand first. So that's why we're using the wall here. So first you're going to train against the wall. You're just going to walk up against the wall and just hold it like this with your feet touching the wall until you can do about 30 seconds. This is just to build the proper endurance and the confidence on the handstand. The second step, once you can do it, you're going to keep training against the wall, but this time you're going to take the feet off the wall one by one until you can hold it for 30 seconds. In the beginning, you're going to take your feet off the wall and just going to fall right back. This is fine, it is normal. But you're going to stay in this progression until you can take your feet off the wall and hold the handstand like this for about 30 seconds. Once you reach these points, you're ready for the third and final step, which is what you've been waiting for, is doing kick-up attempts. In other words, doing handstand attempts. Now that you can hold a handstand with the feet off the wall for 30 seconds, you already know how to hold a handstand. And now that you're doing kick-ups on the floor, you're not actually shooting in the dark because you already know how to hold a handstand. And now you're just training on how to get into a handstand. So at this point, just try to do kick-ups and try to hold a handstand. Remember to push tall, contract the glutes, and pull your belly button inwards so you get the correct line. One thing you need to understand is the main thing that's going to keep you back in your handstand journey is stubbornness. It's trying to get over these milestones that I just gave you and trying to skip progressions. This isn't doing any good, you're just wasting time. Just do these progressions for a couple of weeks until you get there, and it's going to be a massive investment for the handstand. Now I also want to share two mistakes that people make in their handstand journey. And the first one is they're not resting enough between attempts. Sometimes in a handstand, you're going to try to get into a handstand, you're going to fall right back, and you're going to try again and again and again, and you just fell for 3 times in a row, and you're getting frustrated, and without even realizing, you're getting actually physically tired. And this is going to make it so it's much harder to hold a handstand. So in the handstand, it's very important that you rest 3 or even 5 minutes to completely clear your mind and let your body rest, so you're more fresh for the next hold. One of the mistakes I made in my journey is that I did not respect the rest times in the handstand, and this is going to make your session so much less productive. So please respect the rest times during the handstand. The second common mistake is not training frequently enough. Listen, the handstand isn't very tiring on your nervous system, so you can train it pretty much every day. Actually, because it's such a skill-based skill, there's very little strength involved and it's mostly just balance coordination, in other words, skill. You can actually train it almost every day. And actually, the more you train it, the better. So if I were you and I want to learn the handstand as fast as possible, I would train it 6 to 7 times a week. It's just simple as this. The more you train the handstand, the better you're going to get at it. These are the tips that changed everything for me and actually allowed me to unlock a very solid and long handstand. If you want to get the handstand like me and you also want to learn the handstand push-up, I have shared a step-by-step guide in the description. You can find it, it's in the first link. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next.